All right. Waiting for Rick to come in, everybody. Thank you so much. Hmm. All right. Waiting for Rick to come through, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Caldwell will be joining me in a moment. His intro is going off. Waiting for him to join the party. Welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in. All right. We're trying to do our first ever simulcast. So we are streaming to his channel as well as mine. So we're going to see make sure this works. He has an intro, so I'm letting that intro roll. And as soon as that intro is done, then we'll know that this was a success. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I do apologize for any delays, but I thank you so much. It's going to be a good read tonight. All right, here. And we are live. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Now, Rick, I don't know if I can see you on my channel, and I'm not 100% certain that I'm showing up on the good old DWC. I see me, but I don't see your smiling face over there at DWC. All right, let's see. It is. It is. It is. All right. Absolutely. What happened? What happened? What happened? All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Went over the details with my audience. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, give me a second. Absolutely. We got some good folk in the chat right now. I want to say shout out to Kiana. Thank you so much. Rick, I do apologize. I'm not seeing you on my channel, and they're not hearing you on my channel. Yes, I'm streaming on my channel. I can see me. I see my smiling face. I just don't see your handsome face. Oh gosh. I don't know what to do. Um, I might have to dip out because I got these. Oh man, I can see everything else, but I can't see you. I'm looking at myself, waiting for you, but you're not on my channel. Let me do like everybody can see you. Like that. Is there,
That's horrible. So
yeah, I did. I did. Yes. Tell me what the problem is. Okay. Okay. Well, hmm. No, I'm just trying to figure out why it is. It's a conspiracy. I think Fani coming to attack my channel, man. I can't bring Rick in. We already starting the RICO charges, brother. We already gonna get caught up on RICO charges. Absolutely, man. What happened? What happened? All right. In the building. All right. Everybody, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm sorry. I gotta get Rick back in here because I have no idea what happened. We've worked everything out. We practiced it last night, and some reason today it doesn't work. Real quick, you can see me on Rick's channel, but you can't see Rick on my channel. That's the problem. I don't know what happened. Don't come on, man. I'm trying my best. I'm trying here. We're trying here. It is a travesty. It is a travesty. Absolutely. Shout out to all of you all. I do want to thank you all so much for hanging out. I don't know what I did wrong or what was done wrong, one or the other. I don't know. This is crazy. You don't see Rick. No, I don't know. I don't know. Where's Peace Baby? Peace Baby's in the building? All right, okay. All right, what happened? What happened? All right, we're going to play this off. I'm going to play this off because I have the same content. We were going to read through it and kind of talk about it and get your opinions, especially if we didn't talk about it earlier. But we actually had scripture that we were going to go through. I don't know what happened. Yikes. And Rick is going to talk all kinds of bad about me too. All right, let me see over here. All right, we're going to get this eCam thing tightened up, I promise you. But I'm not going to keep y'all all afternoon, all evening. I don't know why it's not allowing me to show up on Rick's channel. That's crazy. And we've practiced all day. Anyway. All right. Grace and peace, everybody. I thank y'all so much. Peace, baby. Down there in the land down under. I appreciate you. Griff MJ rather, please. Come on, you lot. Hurry up and wake up. Half the day's gone over here. The suspense is killing me. Oh, wait. So you don't know what happened? Oh, wow. We got a lot to talk about then. All right, let's get back at this. Good to see you. Mind Matters with Dr. Jada. Send me an email, please, Dr. Jada. Everybody, real quick, if you could do me a favor, say hi to Dr. Jada, drop Jada in the chat, and make sure you stop by her channel and check out what she's doing over there. She is a mental health professional that talks a lot about these things in regards to the mental health that might be impacting people. It's been a really interesting channel, so check her out for sure. Good to see you, Angel Wings. Always good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you there, human. I'm sorry. I appreciate you there, his servant. Always good to see you. All right. What's going on? What's going on? All right. So I think Rick got brought up on RICO charges because Fani's running free. So she probably out there giving people, throwing RICOs on people left and right and center. So y'all pray for Rick. Here's my email too, by the way, Dr. Jada, just in case you don't already have it. Thank you so much, Angel Wings. Yeah, I don't know where Rick went. This is crazy. Okay. Well, let's get at it. So if you don't know, if you missed the whole shenanigans, Judge McAfee brought back a decision. It was not necessarily the decision that most of us thought. Okay. He did what most people call split the baby. He made sure that neither party, the defense nor the state, were 100% happy with his decision. I'll leave my own commentary. I won't add my commentary to that. However, so what he did was he kept Fani Willis on the case, but Nathan Wade has to be removed. And you may or you may not know, Nathan Wade resigned too. So now Fani Willis is free to remain on the case. We're going to go through this because as most of you heard, if you've paid attention to it, there's a lot of the information on it is just not consistent. And the point that Rick and I wanted to point out was that this is just a perfect example of no matter what, no matter how hard humans try, our laws are flawed because of us. We are the problem. And it's us. We're not able to be perfect. We can't divide soul and sunder. We can't divide perfectly. We can't do it. So as much as the judge, as much as we thought he was going to make the right decision or the decision that we thought was right, he just can't make the right decision because we're flawed. We're not perfect. If we were perfect like Christ, then therefore we would be able to make perfect judgments, but we can't. We do the very best that we can. As much as I disagreed with him, I do think he tried to be amicable, and we're going to go through it in a moment. But I think he missed the mark quite a bit, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So we're gonna bring this in. We're gonna talk about it. And if you could, please, real quick, if you, in the chat, can you just tell me, give me your overall opinion? Just give me your one-word diagnosis. How are you feeling pertaining to Judge McAfee's decision? If you know what happened. If you don't know what happened, maybe drop a question mark or something like that. But what's your overall opinion about it? And I'm gonna drop mine in there as well. Just maybe like a one word. All right. So I dropped my one word in there. Let me know what you thought. Like, what was your overall thoughts? If you understood his decision, if you know what he was talking about, you You had a full orbed grip on the topic. What was your thoughts about it? What did you think? We're gonna drop some music up in this joint since we lost Rick. I appreciate you so much, Angel Wings, for the for dropping my links in there. Appreciate you so much. Okay, disappointed. That's a fair and reasonable response. No question there at all. Thank you so much for that, Angel Wings. Appreciate you so much. All right, question, because I'm learning now. Okay, we're about to go over it together. Have no fear, have no worries. Exhausted. That's a real emotion. Absolutely. Disappointed. Absolutely. Look. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Because the person that told me, it was Kiana, matter of fact, when Kiana told me, because I was driving, well, where was I? I was on my way dropping my kids off from school. She didn't send me the link. She didn't say Judge McAfee's decision is out. She just told me the results. I'm like, good gracious. And I read it at the stoplight. It was like, good night, really? Like, what was he thinking? Understood at first, but disappointed because it seems as if Wade is guilty. Fani is as well. Come on, JK. We're gonna talk about that. Let me tell you. I listen to left-leaning attorneys. I listen to right-leaning attorneys. I listen to people like myself who are in pre-K law school, and I listen to people who are retired from the craft. And everybody, I mean, it was across the board. Most people say, well, hey, if Wade is guilty, why is Fani not guilty? That seemed to be an overall consensus thought. So you are definitely on the right page, in my opinion. Let's go. Angel Wings, that's a good one. Disappointed, but I assumed it was what would happen. Really? Man, I was trying. Maybe I was hoping, maybe I was holding out hope. Excuse my choice words, but yeah, disappointed. I'm with you right there, V. The Ken Ab can't believe the judge ignored the perjury of Willis, Wade, and Bradley. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Dr. Jada up in here getting shout outs. Shout out to Dr. Jada in the chat. Absolutely. He kicked the can down the road. I mean, I heard a lot of, I think they call it copium, where people are trying to justify something and give themselves an excuse for why something happened to cope with something that's disappointing or tragic. I don't know how he kicked it down the road. I'm not trying to be disagreeable. I just don't understand how it's kicking down the road. Blew my mind. There we go. I'm optimistic. Yeah, I was optimistic. My name is Jason. I'm optimistic. And yeah, I messed up. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, he punted. I got you. So let's pull this in. Let's just talk about it. Let's see how far we can get a field. Let me pull it. I was reading it before. I was supposed to read it with Rick. I don't know what happened. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I actually got it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, let's go. All right. So here is let's put Jason over here. I should be out of the way there. All right. In the Supreme Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia. I am not going to bore you with all of those. And there is a section where I'll just where Judge McAfee kind of goes over the laws that he referred to. In my opinion, it was just long. It was a long segment. So I'm not going to bore you with that. But let us get started. On January 8th, 2024, defendant Roman filed a motion to dismiss the indictment and disqualify the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. 8 co-defendants later joined the supplemented the motion, raising additional grounds for disqualification. Among other allegations of disqualifying conduct, the defendants contend that the district attorney obtained a personal stake in the prosecution of this case by financially benefiting from her romantic relationship with Special Assistant District Attorney, SADA, Nathan Wade, whom she personally hired to lead the state's prosecution team. Okay. So the opening is just really him just giving like a lay of the land. What happened? Where are we at? And how did we get here? More specifically, defendant Roman alleges that the district attorney, and by the way, let me grab the link real quick. Just in case you have not seen this, I'm going to drop the link in the chat if you would like to see it. This is the full document. It's about 23 pages. I'm not going to read all 23 pages to you because I'm not trying to read you to sleep. However, you're welcome. Please jump on it and dissect it. Like I told you, I knew this was going to be the most read document in America today. Okay, it's going to be the most read document. So let's just give it its shine. Let us continue. Traveled together on multiple vacations with Wade, covering many of the associated expenses. Defendant Roman later supplemented this motion with receipts from some of these travels. The states responded with an affidavit arguing that the district attorney had not received any financial benefit through her relationship with Wade and that their personal travel expenses were roughly divided equally. I think that's interesting because everybody admitted that Fani was supposed to acknowledge these trips, acknowledge these gifts, if you will, from Nathan Wade, and she didn't do that. So she was already wrong as two left shoes from the word go. So I don't understand how this did not get in the, where did this come from, Jason? I don't understand how this did not bubble up, if this did not get their full attention, because she was already wrong. You're supposed to acknowledge gifts of $100 or more, period. And you can't just say, well, I got 99 yesterday, you can give me 98 today. It's got to be, if you get 100 today or 99 today, and you get $1 tomorrow, then you have to acknowledge the whole $100. I don't understand, but let's continue. As alleged, the claims presented a possible financial conflict of interest for the district attorney. More importantly, the defense motions and the state's response created a conflict in the evidence that could only be resolved through an evidentiary hearing, and one that could not simply be ignored without endangering a criminally accused constitutional rights to procedural due process. After receiving 2.5 days of testimony, during which the defendants were provided an opportunity to subpoena and introduce whatever relevant and material evidence they could muster, the court finds that the defendants failed to meet their burden of providing that the district attorney acquired an actual conflict of interest. In this case, through her personal relationships and recurring travels with her lead prosecutor. I don't even know how that sentence even works. I don't even get it. How did you write that? That makes no sense. The other alleged grounds for disqualification includes forensic misconduct are also denied. However, the established record now highlights a significant appearance of impropriety that infects the current structure of the prosecution team, an appearance that must be removed through the state's selection of one or two options. The defendant's motions are therefore granted in part. So he's about to lay out what he understands as official, or rather actual, conflict of interest, and then how you can go about resolving that. And I don't I'm not woe is me, like hand wringing. I just don't understand it. Like, what did you see? I don't get it. What did this man see? Our highest courts consistently remind us that prosecutors are held to a unique and exacting professional standard in light of their public responsibility and their power. This reads like he literally understands the homework, but he doesn't. I did not get his results, but let's keep going. Every newly minted prosecutor should be installed with the notion that she seeks justice over convictions and that she may strike hard blows, but never foul ones. Most importantly, prosecutors are expected to assume roles beyond a mere advocate for one side and must make decisions in the public's interest, not their own personal or political interests. Recognizing these are not empty slogans nor toothless ambitions. Without practical effect, Georgia courts have not hesitated to step in and use their inherent authority to disqualify a state prosecutor when required, especially when the prosecutor labors under an actual conflict of interest. And since he listed the conflict of interest that he's referring to, I don't know how he's now saying he's going to say that this is not a conflict of interest for the life of me. To protect protect or effectuate its judgment, and skip some of that. Okay. To control in the forechance of justice the conduct of its officers and all other persons connected with a judicial proceeding before it in every matter appertaining thereto. Wow. And this is just as I said, he's giving you all of the laws that he's referring to and such like that. So I'm kind of skipping over those just not to be going on too long. However, at this point, I understand that he sounds like he understood, or rather what I saw is what he saw. Like, okay, all right, I'm understanding that. Okay, but let's continue. Disqualification of a prosecutor due to a conflict of interest is thus not a creature of statute so much as a judicial remedy recognized by our appellate courts since their formation generally on grounds of public policy, as the administration of the law should be free from all temptation and suspicion so far as human agency is capable of accomplishing that object. And of course, there's a ton of laws that he's going to reference. Wow, I didn't realize how many. Man, that's a lot. Great day. All right, the Georgia Supreme Court has most recently denoted conflicts of interest and forensic misconduct as the two generally recognized grounds for disqualification. There we go. And the thing that I think most of us, and I heard a lot of people bring it up today as well, after hearing what he's saying here, why is Wade disqualified, but Fani isn't? I think that was a really big question that I had. Like, well, what is Wade doing that Fani did not do? And what did Wade do that Fani has not done? Like, why is Wade disqualified? It doesn't make sense. But let's continue. A conflict of interest, right here at the second paragraph. A conflict of interest includes acquiring personal interest or stake in the defendant's conviction. Now, I think this is what Abate was attempting to argue here in the closing arguments. If you remember, during closing arguments, he was arguing about the only time that you have a conflict of interest is when the interest is that I benefit from you going to jail or you being convicted or you getting fined or fees, whatever like that. That's the only time that it would be a conflict of interest. And to me, I think this is what he's trying to point out. Though I disagree with it, I don't believe that we would do this anywhere else, though. I don't believe that this is consistent with the way that we actually interact with one another and such of that nature. But let us continue. As a real or seeming incompatibility between one's private interest and one's public fiduciary duties. In such circumstances, no showing of prejudice by a defendant is required. So, yeah, I just don't get. The more I read it, the more I'm like, what did he read? What did he see? This is so because a prosecutor's duty to the public creates an additional public interest that must remain unconflicted in every criminal case. I don't know what was not a conflict of interest, I guess would have been my question to him. What was not a conflict of interest? So, and he's going to go through and kind of explain and kind of tease it out. I just don't understand. And I was listening to other legal minds and such, and they kind of said they see where he came from. I'm sorry. They understood what he did. They just don't see how he got it. And that's where the term split the baby came up with. Like nothing good comes out of this. Nobody benefits from this. And everybody's going to be harmed in some way. To some degree, both parties are harmed when you split the baby. But real quick, let me see what I missed real quick. Okay, I'm thinking that the judge is going to let Mr. Kemp deal with her. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. I don't think at this point now, I don't think that it's going to happen like that, but weak knee judge for sure. Wade's out and Fani will be investigated for corruption. I think she will be removed later. Okay. I can dig that. I can dig it. Real quick, let me get these knocked out. Again, if you're looking for it, I just dropped the link for this article so you can come check it out as well if you want to read it on your own. I mean, that is, he's hoping Jordan or Georgia Oversight Committee will do his job so he doesn't have to get the backlash, in my humble opinion. No, I agree with you, Dr. Jada. I agree with you 100%. Like, I don't see what was the overarching idea that caused him to say, yes, I should keep Fani, but get rid of Nathan. Like, for what? Good to see Nakia. Nakia says, you are back. We are back. The judge is either a coward or a 4D chess player or both. No, I don't think he's playing 4D chess. I'm sorry. I don't think he's playing 4D chess at all. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lacey. Let's see what we got. All right. Since I want the fact that it reads it out, that is so funny to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for helping me out there. All right. Judge tried as hard as possible to avoid the obvious and twisting between the overwhelming evidence. Could have gone out a hero, did what's right, even though lost his election. Lukewarm decision. I agree. Because if he had gone out, if he had done what seemed to be the very clear and obvious thing, which literally everybody expected him to do, there was a contingency that thought he wasn't going to disqualify Fani, but the large overwhelming majority of people said he's going to disqualify her. If he had disqualified her, sure, he might have lost his election. Absolutely. But do you think that there wouldn't have been any district that have been more than happy to take him in? Come on. Now, the gentleman that was running against him, he's still got to run against him. What if he gets primaried from him? He still loses. Thank you so much. Soros game knocking, maybe. Thank you so much. Y'all appreciate y'all showing love to Lacey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll make her the stream sponsor. I love it. Thank you so much. Viva Black Girl Magic. You can never keep a black woman down. Stop it, Kiana. Just stop. Just stop. Just quit. This is not over. Someone is going to bring some kind of charge. Her paper trail is messy. Like, let's even talk about that. Like, they're going to talk later on about their ability to prosecute the Trump case. Like, these people are horrible record keepers. You really want me to believe they're going to be able to handle that? Man, come on. And of course, Trump's lawyers have already said they're going to appeal this. So, as I said before, this trial is not going to happen until 2025. As much as they want it to, it's not going to happen. All right, let's go. Let's bring it back in. Let's go. A determination whether prosecutors labor under a conflict of interest is a fact-driven one. So, okay, you got to have facts that somebody has a conflict of interest. But why does a conflict of interest, and maybe I'm misunderstanding the law, but why does a conflict of interest only have to be that I'm benefiting from you going to jail, not I'm benefiting from engaging with the district attorney whom I'm having a relationship with, who's compensating me differently than others? Because you do realize now that Nathan's gone, everybody's going to scrutinize who she picks next. And is she going to pay them more? Because she's paying Nathan more than she was paying anybody else. So how much is she going to pay him? Not everybody knows how much he was making. So there's no way she's going to get somebody on the discount rack. Anybody that comes in there, they're going to have to make $600,000 a year. Why are you only paying him $600,000? I'm sorry, why are you only paying him $4? That's going to be a mess. That is going to be a whole bona fide mess. Okay, let me bring this back. Okay. And I lost my place. Okay. Finding insufficient evidence of a conflict of interest after establishing thorough testimony to a tenure nature of the connection between the lead prosecutor and the victim's mother, who worked as an employee at the same office. In this case, the state's attorney. Let me back that up. The state's assistant district attorney Wade's manner of payment is not actionable on its own. Whether a private attorney like Wade is paid by the billable hour or a motive exists to extend a prolong the assignment. So like even in that, he's literally saying that if I'm charging $200 an hour, there is an incentive for me not to move this case along faster, because if I get done with it in 5 hours, I only get $250 times 5. But if I take 2 months for it, then I get $250 times all of that time. Is that not? But are you saying that that's not a conflict of interest? That's the thing. Like, you're literally outlining a conflict of interest, a financial conflict. I'm sorry, a conflict of interest that results in a financial benefit, but you're saying it doesn't matter. For the life of us, I did not get this. I did not understand. This, however, is a tension that the legal profession has long accepted. It is also the type of speculative status violation that our courts have regularly denied as insufficient grounds for disqualification, absent solid proof of some other conduct. Though I understand what he's saying, that, hey, we don't usually throw people out on the ear because they've been cooking the books. But do you really want that to be the case? That you're cooking the books? To me, it just seemed like he knows that it's wrong. Thus, Wade's oath, and this was it with the oath of office. It kind of gets into why they threw out those charges recently. Thus, a district attorney's oath of office, in combination with the supervision theoretical provided by a neutral or detached district attorney, should generally be sufficient to dispel the appearance of an improper incentive. But the district attorney is the one that he's sleeping with. I don't get it. I don't get it. Nor would a romantic relationship between prosecutors standing alone typically implicate disqualification, assuming neither prosecutor had the ability to pay the other as long as the relationship persisted. So just because, and I heard people arguing like, well, they both could afford the cruise, either one of them could have afforded it, so therefore it's not a benefit. But it violates they're supposed to, it's a gift. You have to acknowledge it. For the life of me, I do not understand how he came to this conclusion. But in combination, as is alleged here by the defendant's prima facie argument, arises a financial enrichment, and improper motives, which inevitably and unsurprisingly invites emotion such as this. But again, it does seem like he's just totally ignoring the fact that these are real problems, or that this is a problem. And it kind of lends it, I think somebody said it before, whoever said it, that he's kicked the can down I kind of understand now what you mean by kick the can. Because to me, he's outlining there's a problem, but he's not going to do anything about it. So then when you appeal it, you're going to hear all these, like the previous judge said, these are problems, and the next judge is going to have to deal with it. So maybe that is the kick the can that you all are talking about. As of financial allegations, the court makes the following factual findings. On November 1st, 2021, district attorney hired Nathan Wade to serve as the assistant DA and lead the investigation that produced the indictment in this case. The district attorney considered at least one other option before hiring Wade, extending an offer to former Governor Barnes, who declined. The contract allowed a $250 hourly rate, a relatively low amount in Metro Atlanta, by Metro Atlanta standards for an attorney with Wade's years of service, and contained a ceiling on the maximum number of hours permitted. I don't think anybody's arguing that point, but we read and saw like his bookkeeping was totally trash. It took him 24 hours to write a brief and things of that nature. 8-hour meetings that had no records. To me, I think there's definitely room to say, hey, there might have been some shenanigans here. But then keep in mind, his girlfriend is the one that's signing off on his time. So it's not like he had the time and had to go to a truly impartial source. He went to his girlfriend who signed off on it, and she's the one he's taking on trips for the life. Under the terms of the contract, Wade was not to perform more than 60 hours a week per month, of work per month without written permission. Interesting. So did they have that? I don't think they had that. No evidence introduced indicates that Wade ever received permission to exceed these monthly hour caps. His contract was renewed on the 15th of November 2022 and again on June 12th, 2023. Did we all read this? Wade had to get permission to go above 60 hours a month. Wade didn't get permission to go above 60 hours a month. It's literally the next sentence. What is this? What in the world happened? I'm trying to be gracious, but it doesn't even make sense. Like, what in the world happened? Between October 2022 and May 2023, the district attorney and Wade traveled together on 4 occasions that resulted in You know what I would love to see is if Wade submitted any kind of pay stubs during this time. I would love for that. And I guarantee you, if this goes, wherever this goes, we're going to probably hear that Wade did, in fact, while they were on vacation, submit. I bet you, I wouldn't be surprised. This included an extended trip on October 2022 to Miami and Aruba and a cruise. Wade initially covered expenses on the October 2022 trip, totaling approximately $5,223. In December 2022, the 2 flew to Miami for another cruise, for which the district attorney paid $1,394 for plane tickets. Now, while Wade purchased passage on the cruise along with other vacation-related expenses totaling approximately $3,684. Okay, got it. On March 2023, the 2 traveled to Belize, where Wade covered a resort and restaurant expenses in an amount of approximately $3,000. In May 2023, they traveled to Napa Valley, where Wade covered airfare, lodging, and Uber rides for an amount of $2,822. In addition, the 2 described taking a number of day-long road trips to Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, and other parts of Georgia. When did they work? Like, I would love to see somebody get the records to see if he billed time during these trips, because clearly he was already in violation, according to this, that he had to get permission to work a certain amount of time, and he wasn't getting that permission. He was just working it. I'm sorry. There was no evidence that he had gotten permission. Sorry. Wade initially covered, it doesn't say that he got permission wherever it went. That is wild. Wade was not to perform more than 60 hours of work per month without written permission. No evidence introduced indicates that Wade ever received permission. This is wild. And I mean, again, like, okay, fine. Like, these are the people that are going to hold Trump accountable. Okay, all right. That's what you want me to believe. Okay. I can kind of see where the kick the can crew, I kind of understand now. I totally get it now. All right, let me see what I got. Yeah, everything she does is going to be scrutinized. Every case she comes up against, they're already talking about cases that are already going to get super scrutinized and such like that already. And the ink hadn't dried yet. What will happen with other witnesses who wanted to come forward if the judge had reopened the case but shouldn't? As he should have. In my opinion, I think we may hear from those. And yeah, I do think so as well. And you know me, rewind the tape. I didn't think that he needed to hear any more and reopen the case, because we had heard enough evidence. I thought it was pretty clear. I did not think that we needed to hear any more witnesses because I thought there had been enough witnesses because enough has been said. No one will sign to replace Wade. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know who's going to sign up to replace Wade. No, because nobody wanted to do it to start with. That's right. So, well, what I think is going to happen is she's going to have to get somebody from somewhere else. She has to get somebody from like Montana, or I don't know if you can, but somebody from Virginia to come. And if she does do that, that's going to only add to the question that I had a week ago, 2 weeks ago. If you could get somebody from somewhere else, why didn't you do that before? When you asked Governor Barnes and he said no, you could have and you should have just went and got somebody else. So you got somebody from Kentucky, you could have went and got that same person from Kentucky back in 2021. See? But no, you didn't. You hired your boyfriend. I don't know how. To me, it does not make sense. It makes no sense at all. It was supposed to be Shara. I don't know what happened. Rick, I could only be seen on Rick, so everybody over here could see nothing. So it wasn't live streaming. It wasn't simulcasting it like we had practiced. I don't know what happened. And then I was like, let me just jump over here so you all were not just hearing me talk while I was waiting for Rick and this to get cleared up. So I don't know what happened to it, but I already text Rick, so Rick understands. So get out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just don't. It's hard for me to disagree with this. Seth McAfee's a coward. He bowed down to the idol of DEI instead of doing what God commands him to do. I mean, it was, in my opinion, extremely straightforward. But he did try to divide the baby, split the baby, and nobody's happy. So I think that's part of the problem. Right. Fani is guilty as Wade. We haven't even gotten that far. Like, how is it possible that Wade is guilty? And I'm gonna kind of scroll up on this thing when I get here. How is it possible that Wade is guilty, but Fani is not? How is that even a thing? Like, help me understand that. Why is that okay to say that Wade is guilty, but Fani is not guilty? Or Wade needs to go, but Fani does not need to go? How does that work? All right, let's see what we got. All right. We are going to jump to page. All right. Because he talks about a lot of law. We'll just kind of run through it together. And he talks about a lot of law. And I don't think that's something, in my kindergarten law class, we have not gone through that at all. What did you say? Yes, that's what I meant when I said kick the can. Okay. Yeah, then I agree with you, Dr. Jada. Yes, I agree. All right. In addition, and much more important, the court finds, based largely on a district attorney's testimony, that the evidence demonstrated that the financial gain flowing from her relationship with Wade was not a motivating factor on the part of the district attorney to indict and prosecute this case. Okay. While a general motive for more income can never be disregarded entirely, the district attorney was not financially destitute throughout this time or in any great need, as she testified that her salary exceeds $200,000 a year. But wait, in her book, she talks about how she had a tax lien and she was financially strapped. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Without any indication of excessive expenses or debts. But she actually did have debts and she didn't submit those paperwork. Okay. This is just a messy DA. This is extremely messy. I don't know how we are going to see we're going to see better than this. If you read the contempt charge that came from the Senate Judiciary Department, it was they were like, look, we've been asking for paperwork for 2 weeks. Where is it? You said you're going to send it. Where is it at? So how do you expect why? They just seem messy. They seem extremely messy. Similarly, the court further finds that the defendants have failed to demonstrate that the district attorney's conduct has impacted or influenced the case of the defendants determined While prejudice is not a required element of the disqualification, it is relevant in the considerations of due process and the defendant's process request remedy of complete dismissal. So basically, he's about to go in here and explain the church speech. We all know about the church speech. But that for the life of me, defendants argue that the financial agreements, or rather arrangements created an incentive to prolong the case. But in fact, there is no indication the district attorney isn't interested in delaying anything. Indeed, the record is quite to the contrary. Before the relationship came to light, the state requested that trial begin less than 6 months after indictment. And that would have been in 8/16/2023. So that's August 2023. So it would have been starting recently. Soon thereafter, the state opposed severance of the objecting defendants who did not demand their statutory right to a speedy trial. The state argued that it only wanted to try the case once, assuming, jump past that, once. The state amended the proposed timeline of November 2023 to request that the trial commence less than 1 year after the return of the indictment. Okay. And even before the indictment, the district attorney approved the grand jury presentment that included fewer defendants than the special purpose grand jury recommended, and keep on going from there. In sum, the district attorney has not in any way acted in conformance with the theory that she arranged a financial scheme to enrich herself. I don't think anybody said that. I don't think anybody said, well, you're doing this to enrich yourself. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember anybody arguing that the reason Fani was doing this was to enrich herself. And I heard, what's his name? Abate trying to say that as well. I'm like, who was arguing that? Who argued that she was seeking to enrich herself? But rather, I don't think anybody was arguing. And maybe I could be wrong. I'm just a pre-K law student. My bona fides is that I've watched Suits. And even before the indictment, where am I at? Arranged financial scheme to enrich herself or endear herself to Wade by extending the duration of this prosecution or engaging in excessive litigation. So you hire your boyfriend, you allow him to write a blank check every however many weeks or however often. You say you can't do it, but you let him do it, and you sign off on his checks. He's taking you on cruises and vacations, but you're not being enriched by it just because you could have paid for your own cruise. So I guess, if you're married and you buy your wife a gift, it doesn't count as a gift because she could have bought her own self a gift. For the life of me. Without sufficient evidence, the district attorney acquired a personal stake in the prosecution or that her financial arrangements had any impact on the case. The defendant's claims of an actual conflict must be denied. How? For the life of me. What's going on, Eric? Grace and peace, man. Good to see you. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by tonight. For the life of me, I have no idea what we're seeing. I have no idea. This finding is by no means an indication that the court condones this tremendous lapse in judgment or the unprofessional manner of the district attorney's testimony during the evidentiary hearing. Basically, you came in here acting like a raving lunatic. Okay. Rather, it is the undersigned opinion that Georgia law does not permit the finding of an actual conflict for simply making bad choices, even repeatedly. So you can just keep making bad decisions, but it doesn't make a conflict of interest. Okay. Again, I don't understand. I don't know all of the law. I don't know any of the law. Let me back that up. I don't know anything. But yeah, there's just so many questions. There are just entirely too many questions. Wow. And it is the trials court's duty to confine itself to the relevant issues and applicable law. properly brought before it. Other forms of or sources of authority, such as the General Assembly, the Georgia State Ethics Commission, and the State Bar of Georgia and Fulton County Board of Commissioners, or the voters of Fulton County, may offer feedback on any unanswered questions that linger. I don't know if that was shots fired. That look, y'all can come up and bring up. I know somebody was saying he's kicking the can. Maybe he's like, hey, look, y'all can take care of that and give a side effect. Y'all can shoot it. I guess. I don't know. For the life of me, I do not understand how he came to that. But those are not the issues determinative to the defendant's motion alleged in an actual conflict. So I understand what he's saying. I disagree what he has said, but I do understand what he has said. I just don't agree with it. So, appearance of impropriety. For the life of me, I just cannot believe that we could say, hey, I see somebody coming out of a brothel. What would be the immediate thought? That you see somebody sneaking out of a brothel, a man sneaking out of a brothel. Well, you wouldn't immediately say, oh, he was over there cooking donuts. Oh, there we go. That's what he was doing. He was cooking donuts. Is he a baker? No, he's an accountant, but he was cooking donuts at the brothel. What's your evidence to that? Because I think there's an appearance of impropriety that I see somebody, the banker, sneaking out of the brothel. Again, man, the law, that's the whole point that Rick and I wanted to point out, is that man's law is such a different beast. It's such a different animal, and it does not lend itself to God's law, because that would not have happened. But let's continue. Finding insufficient evidence of an actual conflict of interest does not end the inquiry. Our appellate courts have endorsed the application of an appearance of impropriety. And to the point that what I'm thinking he's doing here, even with the last sentence, the last moment up here where he's talking about, the ethics board and the state bar, I think he's saying, like, he's laying out the case for them to pick this up. So again, drop a can emoji in the chat. Put a can emoji in the chat, because I do think this is what he's doing. I do think now, you know what? Y'all have won me over. Write can or put a can emoji in the chat. Put a garbage can, whatever. I do think he's kicking the can. You know what? Y'all won me over. Y'all convinced me of that. I do think that's what he is, because it doesn't make any other sense. Like, why are you keep mentioning that, hey, the appellate court can do this, the Georgia Ethics Commission can do this, that, and the third? Except I think he's trying to set it up for an appeal, set it up to give them an opportunity to somebody else to do it. So yeah, you know what? I believe you now. Yes, I did not believe y'all before. I do believe it. I do think that's what he's doing. He's setting it up for an appeal. He's setting it up for others. He's giving them the information that others will use to throw this on his head. Because it's going to get appeals. Man, the appeals are going crazy on Monday. We'll be live from Fulton County State Courthouse as Sadow runs in there to appeal. But yeah, this is weird. Let's continue. Appearance of impropriety, standard to state prosecutors, even without any explicit findings of an actual conflict. Hello? So you're saying that you can't find it, but they can find it. Okay, yeah. All right, and there's a lot of laws in here. This is the law section. I was like, yo, this is long. Okay. The cases cited here are resulting in disqualifications did not hold that the actual conflict is a necessary prerequisite. So in those examples that I just kind of scanned over, they give you several examples that do in fact present a conflict. The state nevertheless argues that the facts presented suggested as much, and while that may be in some instances, the opinions do not make that finding, and this court cannot ignore the explicit language of the Georgia Supreme Court and multiple opinions from the Georgia Court of Appeals. So if you were wondering, oh, here we go. There's my trash can emoji. There we go. All right. Ashley Merchant went before the investigative committee, and I think they were looking to better fine tune laws like this that are kind of I guess, vague. And I'm sure you all have heard that Georgia's conflict of interest law rules or statutes, whatever, are kind of vague, and they're not very clear. So I think what they were seeking to do was go ahead and they recognize that they're vague. They recognize that they're not clear. That they don't include a lot of things that maybe in this day and age that we're in now need to be included. So therefore, we need to make that right. That's what I think they were seeking to do with the hearing that you saw Ashley Merchant in. I think it was last Monday or something like that. That's what I think they were seeking to do. So let's bring this back in. Let's go. And while that may be so in some instances, the opinions do not make that finding, and the court cannot ignore the explicit language of the Georgia Supreme Court and multiple opinions of the Georgia Court of Appeals. Further, while Davenport is the first instance of the court can find where the exact phrase appearance of impropriety is used, it is set to assess the disqualifications of a state prosecutor. The references to Caesar's wife, we all heard that, is not a statute, but it's a kind of a standard that Caesar's wife should present herself a certain way. And lost my point. And the admonition against all temptations and suspicions. Can we say that Fani Willis was above all temptations and suspicions? While formally undefined in Georgia precedent, an appearance of impropriety is generally considered conduct or status that would lead a reasonable person to think that the actor is behaving or will be inclined to behave inappropriately or wrongly. But we saw that she was behaving wrongly. I'm like, dude, there's parts of this where I feel like he might have copied somebody else's work, or maybe he submitted the wrong document. Or maybe cut and pasted and merged two documents, like the dismissal and the keep, and then he just kind of merged them together. And because, dude, you're literally saying what we all have said. He got small kids to raise. Okay, I mean, you're right. I got you. Yeah, he looks compromised. I'm right there with y'all. I'm with you with that. I'm trying to be gracious, but I do think this is not a good look. I don't think it's a good look. I do think it creates more problems than it solves. I don't think that there's any long-term benefit. I can see the ton of long-term ills that are going to come from this, but I don't think there's long-term benefits from this. No, not a bit. Seth says, Kemp wants Trump gone as much as Fani. Our state rep Colton Moore called on Kemp to step in months and months ago, but he wouldn't. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's bring back over here. All right. Let's go. All right. Like I said, man, there's a lot of legalese. So we're going to keep it moving. Borrowed from the federal judicial reclusal standards, a reasonable person is not an uninformed member of the public with only a passing knowledge of the facts. Wait, are you talking about me? Hey, look, man, let me tell you, I'm a pre-K law student. I do not know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I got you. It's not just anybody, a reasonable person. So not the great unwashed. Okay, not a problem. But are you trying to tell me that you all, the legal minds, can see what Fani was doing and you thought that was right? That's problematic right there. This must be the standard, as otherwise, in this case, a casual, uninformed, or misinformed observer might believe the district attorney must recuse herself merely because her father shares a last name with a co-defendant. What? Who said that? Did somebody actually say that? Did somebody actually say that because Fani's dad's last name shares with the co-defendant? I have no idea. Maybe that was a reality. I don't think it was. Nor is a reasonable person a hypersensitive or unduly suspicious without an understanding of the relevant legal standards and judicial practice. Hey, man, I think he's taking a swipe at me. I think he's taking a swipe at me there. Man, come, hey, watch yourself, man. Watch yourself. I totally get it. But I don't think anybody is saying because Fanny's dad shared the same last name as a co-defendant that she should recuse herself. On the same note, I think you all heard me say that I don't think the judge needs to recuse himself because he had donated to Fanny. I don't think that was the case either. Now, I don't know, I might be eating my words now, but I still don't think that was a conflict of interest. I totally can understand that. Now, I'm even saying that in the midst of reading what I disagree with, because I believe I can do that. I can disagree with one thing and I can disagree with something else. Or I can agree with something else and disagree with another thing. I don't have to hold. I'm okay with that. The appearance standard recognizes that even when no actual conflict exists, a perceived conflict is a reasonable eyes of the public threatens confidence in the legal system itself. So down in the chat, can you all please do me a favor? Do me a favor. Can you all let me know, yes or no? Do you have high view of the legal process now, the judicial process now, or do you have a low view? Can you write the word high or low? You know what? I'm gonna drop a chat. Let me drop a poll real quick. Look at that. How meta is that? That's crazy. That's me and looking at me, looking at me. All right, let's go low and high. All right, there you go. Poll is into place. Go ahead and knock it out. Let me know what y'all think, people. What do y'all think? Let's look at it again. Y'all are not very optimistic of this political system at the current moment. Not very high at all. Not very high whatsoever. Yeah, I was like, that was real meta, wasn't it? That was crazy. It's like Inception up in this piece. All right, let me move myself out of the way so you don't do that again to you. All right, let's go back. Let's finish. The appearance of standard recognizes that even when no actual conflict exists, a perceived conflict is in the reasonable eyes of the public threatens confidence in the legal system itself. I mean, isn't that what we're dealing with right now? Nobody feels like Trump is going to get properly prosecuted. Nobody feels a high level of faith and commitment in the DA's office. My goodness. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm starting to think that maybe he had like two different documents and they silently merged together or something. And I feel like this is like the tale of two arguments. When this danger goes uncorrected, it undermines the legitimacy and moral force of our already weakened branch of government. I don't know even what I'm reading anymore. I don't even know. I'm like, dude, what are we talking about? Like, this is exactly what we're saying. All right. Thus it is that sometimes an attorney, guiltless in any actual sense, nevertheless is required to stand aside for the sake of the public confidence in the probability of the administration of justice. Is that not it? Is that not what we were asking? Like, hey, I got no problem with you trying them, but don't you think that the person that you have trying them has demonstrated that she makes horrible decisions and it's not going to go well? Because she's going to get shellacked. She's gonna get waylaid. It's gonna be real. All right, let's see what y'all said. Hold on. All right, I need some more votes here. I need a good swath of society here. I need a good swath of the community. What we got? At the current moment, nobody has any trust. Nobody has any trust in the system at all. Wow, come on, man. Yeah, somebody gotta have some trust. Somebody gotta trust Fani. You know, she paid cash for everything. It's a black thing. Good gravy. This is ridiculous. Let's go. One final observation can be gleaned from the careful study of the appellate decisions applying this standard. The remedy can vary. Unlike an actual conflict, the finding of an appearance of impropriety does not automatically demand disqualification. And I can understand that. I can totally understand that. It's different if I say, hey, my attorney stole a pencil off my desk versus my attorney stole a pencil from me in third grade. I think both of those do. Sure, there's a problem there, but I think we can all say that's not the same as saying, hey, the attorney just robbed a bank for, 50 grand. I mean, there's a difference there. So I totally get that part. Or the attorney was found in possession of stolen money from a bank robbery. Okay, got you, totally got you. There's a difference there. We don't hold everything the exact same way. So our Supreme Court has previously analyzed disqualification under the appearance standard of the civil case using the continuum, recognize that the disqualification is not always the appropriate outcome. And I'm not going to read all that. I just don't see how he got there. Yeah, he's just weak, man. I got you. Nope. At the moment, let's see my poll. Let's see what the poll is saying. And for those that just dropped in, hey, I apologize. We were supposed to have Rick Caldwell. We were supposed to be doing a simulcast, and we did something wrong. Because over here, my people were just seeing me. But over there, Rick's people saw me and Rick. I don't know what happened. So we definitely got to work on that. So we will be going back to the drawing board. But real quick, yeah, nobody has any faith in the system, man. I got 23 votes, and nobody's believing. Nobody has a high view of the system. Man, what's going on? K-Dub's in the building. Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you, man. Grace and peace, friend. If you could, since K-Dub has stopped by, and he is a great content creator, can y'all go by and check out K-Dub's channel? If I can have maybe the moderators could drop a link in the chat for K-Dub's channel. Just go check out what he's doing over there. He does some excellent work on commentary, on sermon reviews, and so on and so forth. Excellent brother. Solid, good quality work. Check out what he's doing. Give him a like. I think matter of fact, watch this. Go check out what he's doing and let him sell you on a like, a share, comment, and subscribe. I guarantee he's going to do it. So check out what he's doing over there. Shout out to you, Chris. Good to see you, brother. All right, let us get this thing going. Let's get going. Do y'all hear the Whitaker Talk Show? Okay, they are a trip. I love those kids. Oh, gosh. Okay, I thought she was coming in here. All right, the Supreme Court further noted that the disqualification due to the appearance of impropriety should rarely occur where there is no danger that the actual trial of the case will be tainted. So he's basically saying going to Big Bethel Church and doing a 30-minute prepared lecture, whatever that was, and speaking and calling people racist and impugning their motives and saying that Donald Trump is guilty is not appearance of impropriety. Okay. Not a problem. I'm starting to believe that he literally merged two files. That's what I'm starting to believe now. He had two files written, one for dismissal and one for keeping. And somehow or another, maybe through the terribleness of technical gremlins, those two files merged together and formed one travesty that we're looking at here today. I don't get it. I have no idea. Okay, this is just long. When there is no claim that the trial will be tainted, appearance of impropriety is simply too slender a reed on which to rest the disqualification under order, except in the rarest cases. Man, I don't know. Like, again, I admit I don't know anything. But my goodness, in the morning, although the Court of Appeals found the existence of appearance of impropriety, it noted that the appearance could be cured through screening of the affected prosecutor from participation in a decision of the affected case. Now, here is where I think everybody lost their minds. I think this is where the collective, you know what, let's put that what's that mind blown emoji. Let me find that mind blown emoji. Because this right here is, I think, where the mind blown emoji got the most work is had in 2 years. Where's that mind blown emoji at? Because I think this is where everybody was like, are you kidding me? Where is it? Huh. There's a mind blown emoji. I know it. This is, all right, this is kind of like it. This is not the one I was looking for, though. But he fed 2 files into Chat GPT. Hey, look, leave Chat GPT alone. I like Chat GPT. Okay, that's my friend. Yeah, drop that mind blown emoji right there. Yes, this is it. I think this is it. This is it. This is the part where I really think the collective mind of everybody who's reading this just said, what? What are we seeing? What are we reading? Let me bring you back in so you know what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, let's go. The affected prosecutor from participating in the discussion of the affected case. How is Nathan, since Nathan had to leave, he's going to later on say that Nathan has to quit or Nathan has to be removed in order for Fani to be able to continue. But how and why is Nathan impacted negatively? How? Because everything that Nathan has done, Fani has done. Everything that Fani has done, Nathan has participated in as well. So if Nathan has to go, why did Fani not have to go? See, I personally think that this is a case of a white man imposing upon a poor, defenseless Black woman, requiring her to fire a Black man. This is some oppression. I think we as Black men should stand up for Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade needs to be brought back. We need to start a new movement. It's called BMW, Black Men for Wade. That's it. Because there's no other reason. Like, this is oppression. This is oppression. McAfee is an oppressor. That's it. That's it. That's it. He's an oppressor. Because he just told this woman she got to fire this Black man. And that's it. He oppressed her. That's it. Yep, I know y'all minds are blown, mind blown, because there you go. Absolutely, yep. I mean, the logic is there. Like, what did Nathan do that Fani did not do? And why did Nathan have to go if Fani has to stay, if Fani can't stay? Help me understand that. Because we're reading it right here. You have to remove the infected party. But isn't he... This is some Jim Crow. This is oppression. This is oppression. Was it 101? Oppression 101. Terrible. Fani doing this way worse than a contractor. Oh, absolutely. No, I think we should not allow this to happen. We need Black men for Wade. We need to start protesting. We need to get the protests out and get out there. Black men for Wade. BMW. There you go. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. Let's go. All right. Appearance and cure to. Right. Simply too stunned to read. Already got that. Yeah. Moreover, to ensure that no conflict of interest or appearance of one might develop, the district attorney took the prudent step of ordering the investigator to take no part in the investigation of the prosecution of the case. These cases indicated that the trial court can consider alternative solutions to cure the appearance of impropriety. But the district attorney is the one that is facilitating the impropriety. Nor would the finding of appearance of impropriety on the part of the district attorney herself, in contrast to an actual conflict, necessarily result in the disqualification of the entire Fulton County District Attorney's Office. You know what? I'm willing to give them that. But do you think the district, if you remove Fani, if you remove Nathan, that the rest of the office is any bit more competent than they are? They've demonstrated in full HD, in 4K, that they're not competent. Let's go look at that closing statement by Abate. Go look at it and you let me know what you saw. But then go watch all the subsequent things that have happened. They're filing things that have not been completed. That's why those 6 charges got thrown out, because they were literally founded on air. Okay. I mean, do you think any better would come from the rest of the office if you remove Fanny but didn't remove the office? Okay. The district attorney in McLaughlin was absolutely disqualified due to the personal interests of the prosecution, McLaughlin and Payne. Okay. As a result, the assistant district attorneys appointed by the district attorney lacked any authority to proceed. Got you. McLaughlin did not address the appearance standard and made a point to limit the total disqualification for the instance of absolute disqualification to the instances of absolute disqualification. When the appearance of the conflict exists, only the affected prosecutor, be they elected or appointed, is affected. And that's, we got that. The individual prosecutor who has the conflict based on at least the appearance of impropriety may be disqualified from participation in the case, but not all the other prosecutors who work with him. Okay. I guess if you feel like this is going to be a better prosecuted case, okay, fine. I'll let you have it. But what is your appearance? How are you making that assertion? I would love to have heard that. But with these principles in mind, the court finds that the record might be the record made at the evidentiary hearing established that the district attorney's prosecution is encumbered by an appearance of impropriety. Is that not what we're saying? What are we saying? Did we not say that? This appearance is not created by mere status alone, but comes because of specific conduct and impacts more than a mere nebulous public interest because it concerns public prosecutor. Is that not what we're saying? Wow. I totally don't get what he saw that other people didn't get. I don't get it. And there are countless talking legal heads that I think are even keel, that are trying to be fair, and they themselves did not understand this. And a lot of them did say, hey, he's kicking it down the road. Now I'm convinced now that he did in fact kick this can down the road. I'm totally convinced of that now. Even if the romantic relationship began after Wade's initial contract in November 2021, the district attorney's choice to continue supervising and paying Wade while maintaining such a relationship. She further allowed the regular and loose exchange of money between them. I do think he needs to go back because he acknowledges that this is a serious conflict right here, that I'm able to write out my own. And basically, she gave him a blank check. And he could write up his check and bill. And even though he wasn't supposed to go above a certain amount, he went above a certain amount and was never called on the carpet about that. And his girlfriend was the one that was signing the checks, signing off on it. She further allowed the regular and loose exchange of money between them without any exact or verifiable measure of reconciliation. I guess that's okay. I guess that's okay on this planet. I don't know what else to do. This lack of confirmed financial split creates a possibility and appearance that the district attorney benefited, albeit not materially, from a contract whose award lay solely within her purview and policing. I don't even understand. And so what, I don't know if maybe somebody else wrote this. Most importantly, were the case allowed to proceed unchanged, the prima facie concerns raised by the defendants would persist. As the defendant attorney testified, her relationship with him has only cemented after these motions and is stronger than ever. Wade patiently, unpersuasively explained for the inaccurate interrogatories. Oh yeah, he messed up his interrogatories too. He submitted in his pending divorce indicates the willingness on his part to wrongly conceal his relationship with the district attorney. This is crazy. All right. As the case moves forward, reasonable members of the public could easily be left to wonder whether the financial exchanges have continued, resulting in some form of benefit to the district attorney, or even whether the romantic relationship has resumed. Put differently, an outsider could reasonably think that the district attorney is not exercising her independent professional judgment totally free of any compromising influences as long as Wade remains on the case. This unnecessary perception will persist. I don't know, Seth. How is this not material? I don't know. At this point, I don't know how any of this is. Maybe we're like in an immaterial world at this point. I have no idea. I just feel like we're in upside down world. We are in bizarro world. Because I mean, we're literally looking at stuff, and he literally said he didn't see it. The testimony introduced, including that of the district attorney and Wade, did not put these concerns to rest. Who wrote this? During the argument, the defendant's focus largely pivoted from the financial concerns to disproving the testimony of the district attorney, namely that her romantic relationships actually predated the November 2021 hiring of Wade. But they needed to prove that, though. On the front, the court makes a few brief observations. First, the court finds itself unable to place any stock in the testimony of Terrence Bradley. Facts. Terrence Bradley, I think, completely cratered himself. His inconsistencies, demeanor, and generally non-responsive answers left too brittle a foundation upon which to build any conclusions. While prior inconsistent statements can be considered as substantive evidence under Georgia law, Bradley's impeachment by text message did not establish the basis for which he claimed such sweeping knowledge of Wade's personal affairs. In addition, while the testimony of Robin Yerty raised doubts about State's assertion, it ultimately lacked context and detail. Okay. I don't know what else they needed to hear or see, but wow. Even after considering the proffered cell phone testimony from defendant Trump, along with the entirety of the other evidence, neither side was able to conclusively establish the preponderance of evidence when the relationship evolved into a romantic one. Okay, so I think, in my opinion, again, my name is Jason. I'm a pre-K law student. I've never been to law school. I'm not an attorney. I do think this is going to lead them to, in the appeals, we are going to get the text messages. The text messages are going to be brought out. I think that's going to happen because they're going to subpoena phones. And I just think that because this right here, because he leaves breadcrumbs. He leaves breadcrumbs throughout this thing that leave you like he's giving them what to do moving forward. And again, whether it's intentionally or not, maybe it's a dead end. I don't know. But I do think this is going to lead to or lend itself to the subpoena for those phone records. And we'll see the actual text messages. However, an odor of mediocrity, mendacity remains. The court is not under the obligation to ferret out every instance of potential dishonesty from each witness or defendant ever presented in open court. Such an expectation would mean an end to the efficient deposition of criminal or civil proceedings. Okay? Yet reasonable questions about whether the district attorney in her hand-selected lead AD testified truthfully about the timing of their relationship further underpin the findings of the appearance of impropriety and need to make a proportional efforts to cure it. Ultimately, dismissal of the indictment is not the appropriate remedy to adequately dissipate the financial cloud of impropriety and potential untruthfulness found here. Okay, moving forward. Dismissal of an indictment is an extreme sanction used only sparingly as a remedy for unlawful government conduct. Okay, I got you. So basically, I wouldn't have dismissed the whole case no matter what. Okay. I still don't understand why Nathan Wade had to get the boot. There has not been a showing that the defendant's due process rights have been violated, or that the issues involving prejudice defendants in any way, nor is the disqualification of a constitutional officer necessary when a less drastic and sufficiently remedial option is available. The court therefore concludes that the prosecution of this case cannot proceed until the state selects one of two options. And here it comes. This is where everybody was in a tizzy. District attorney may choose to step aside along with the whole of her office and refer the prosecution to the prosecuting attorney's counsel for reassignment. Okay, so that's the counsel that they talk about. Alternatively, Wade can withdraw, allowing the district attorney and defendants and the public to move forward without his presence, or remuneration distracting from and potentially compromising the merit of this case. Wow. Like, how did you get here, though? How did you get here? How was that your solution? For the life of me, how was that the solution? The Georgia Supreme Court and forensic misconduct. Georgia Supreme Court also recognizes forensic misconduct or inappropriate comment by the state as grounds for disqualification. One example of such forensic misconduct expression by the prosecuting attorney of his personal belief in defendant's guilt. Okay, and this is where they're gonna bring up the church speech. Okay, and to me, I don't even understand anymore. Finding pretrial public comment that a conviction would be the right result constituted impressionable but not disqualifying expression of the prosecutor's opinion concerning the merit of the case. Okay, as guidance, Williams instructs the trial court should take into consideration whether such remarks were part of the calculated plan evincing a design to prejudice the defendant in the minds of the jurors, or whether such remarks were inadvertent utterances. And I don't think the church speech was inconsequential or inadvertent utterances. It was planned. That's why you heard during the closing arguments, they talked about those were planned, written out comments. Okay, they weren't just they weren't just me just talking. This court has not located nor been provided with a single additional case exploring the relevant standard for forensic misconduct, or an opinion that actually results in disqualification under Georgia law. Left unexplored, therefore, it is how other examples of forensic misconduct can manifest, such as whether statements that stop short of commenting on the guilt or of a defendant can be disqualifying, nor has it been decided if some showing of prejudice is required, and how a trial court should go about determining whether such prejudices exist. Nor is it clear whether the analysis differs depending on the pretrial posture of the case. Unmoored from the precedent, the court feels confined to the boundaries of Williams and restricts the application of the facts found here to limited holding. The defendants exhaustively documented every public comment about the district attorneys concerning the case through their motions and supplemental findings. Many of these have already been addressed through the pretrial challenge made on similar grounds, brought by the defendants Trumps and Latham. All right, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's look at our poll. Let's look at the poll. while we're take a breath here. All right. Yeah, I think it's fair to say nobody feels confident. Nobody feels confident. Nobody feels confident. Yo, that is wild. Oh my gosh. Mm. Okay, I will definitely get to some comments toward the end, and we will maybe we'll jump in and have some people jump on. I don't know. Let's see. That's me again. All right, let's go. This court incorporates and adopts the sound reasoning of Judge McBurney and finds that any comments made by the district attorney prior to July 31st, 2023 did not amount to disqualifying forensic misconduct. Okay, July 2023. This was just literally a couple months ago, though. The church speech was literally just a couple months ago. It was in January 2024. That's what I'm saying. Like this, the things he comes up with. Like, how did you come up with that? Misconduct. Okay, let's go. Public comments about the need for an importance in the investigation fall far short of the type of bias, explicit or implicit, that must be found. Similarly, more recent comments describing the changes, or rather the charges and indictments of the procedural process of the case, the office's conviction rates, and personal behind the scenes, anecdotal or are not disqualifying. This includes the district attorney's unorthodox decision to make on-the-record comments authorizing members of her staff to do likewise, to author's intent to publish a book about the special grand jury's investigation during the pendency of the case. Such decisions may have an ancillary prejudicial effects yet to be realized, but the comments do not rise to the level of disqualification under Williams. The same cannot be so easily said about the district attorney's prepared speech delivered before the Congregational Local Atlanta Church on January 14th, 2024. That's my point. That's my point. In these public and televised comments, the district attorney complained that a Fulton County Commissioner and so many others questioned her decision to hire Wade. When referred to her detractors throughout the speech, she frequently utilized the phrase, or rather the plural, they. The state argues the speech was not aimed at any of the defendants in this case. Maybe so, maybe not. Therein lies the danger of public comment by a prosecuting attorney, by including the reference of so many others on the heels of the defendant Ryan's motion, which instigated the entire controversy. The district attorney left that question open for the public to consider. The court finds, after considering the statement as a whole under all the circumstances surrounding the instance, the district attorney's speech did include defendant Roman and his counsel within it ambient, whether intentional or not. So she did include them when she stood before Big Bethel and said they are racist, and so on and so forth. So she said it. Like, what's wrong? More at issue, instead of attributing the circumstance to a criminal accused's general aversion to being convicted and facing a prison sentence, the district attorney ascribed the effort as motivated by playing the race card. She went on and frequently referred to Wade as the black man, while her other unchallenged district attorneys were labeled one white woman and one white man. The effect of the speech was to cast racial aspersions at an indicted defendant's decision to file a pretrial motion. I guess. Like, but watch this, the next word. However, the speech did not specifically mention the defendant by name. So if she had said his name, it would have been different? Oh my word. Although not improvised or inadvertent, it also did not address the merits of the indicted offenses in any effort to move the trial itself to the court of public opinion. Nor did it disclose the sensitive or confidential evidence yet to be revealed or admitted at trial. In addition, the case is too far removed from jury selection to establish a pertinent taint of the jury pool. Really? How do you know that? How do you know that? Big Bethel AME is in Fulton County. So it is not hard to think that somebody who will be called for jury duty, somebody who will be called to be a juror, was at that church. That's not hard to believe. Now, does that mean they'll be a juror? No, doesn't necessarily mean that. But I think it's fair to say that if they reach out to a wide array of different Georgians or Fulton County residents, they're going to probably run into somebody that was there. I don't know how that's different. I don't understand. But it is still legally improper, providing that this type of public comment creates dangerous waters for the district attorney to wade further into, which I thought was kind of funny that he used wade further into, but I mean, we're here now. The time may well have arrived for an order preventing the state from mentioning the case in any public forum to prevent prejudicial pretrial publicity, but that is not the motion presented before the court. The defendant's motions demanding disqualification and dismissal based on forensic misconduct are denied. Now, again, I said earlier, I think he dropped some breadcrumbs out there just to kind of keep people, keep hope alive. He does say right here, and I think this is why part of maybe he's addressing what's going on with the Georgia legislature that's doing an investigation into it when he says that the time may well have arrived for an order preventing the state from mentioning the case in any public forum to prevent prejudicial pretrial publicity. I think that's what he's talking about. Wow, this is such a wild case. This is so wild. Let's finish this up and we get it. I want to hear what you all think. So I'm going to hear what your thoughts are. We're going to start right here. So my question is, what do you think about this? And keep it kosher, but keep it civil. But what do you think? I want to hear what you all think. And let's see if I did that right. Yep, there it is. Okay, let's go. The defendants invoked a range of other constitutional, statutory, and county provisions in support of disqualification, including this, that, and the other provisions. Okay, yeah. Oh, these are just all these state provisions. While Wade's contract did not limit his work to any particular case, the testimony established as much and the defendants have no procedure, have not produced any evidence demonstrating that his work ever expanded beyond the prosecution. Further, to the extent that the defendants argue that the circumstances of Wade's loyalty oath creates independent grounds for a disqualification, the court incorporates its provision order on the subject and denies the motion. All right, so they're not even, Wade just had to be fired, but they don't even disqualify the man. As for remaining provisions and arguments, the court has not been present with any authority, of such violations, even if proven amount of this actual conflict of interest, nor that the appearance of impropriety can apply to any instance of impropriety, or inappropriate or wrongful behavior. In each case, applying the appearance standard and the impropriety was connected in some way to an allegation of a potential or previously recognized actual conflict. So because he said that there is no conflict, then there is no appearance of impropriety. So therefore, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Let's kick this can down the road. In a separate motion, adopting the arguments of her co-defendants, defendant Latham presents an additional theory. She asserts that the right to call a district attorney as a witness at a trial to examine her bias toward the defendants and demonstrate that she brought a politically motivated prosecution, accepting the sole citation raised in support, and he gives another citation, allowing the impeachment of a prosecutor for inappropriate motives or bias requires ignorance of the opinions surrounding the context. Actually, reading the case and the authority upon which it relies, and not simply quoting a head note, reveals that the Court of the Appeals antiquated use of the word prosecutor refer not to the legal officer handling the criminal case on behalf of the public, but rather the main witness of the state. Wow. So they can't even say that, hey, we think you're bringing a political prosecution. They can't even do that. Wow. All right, let's go. Let's finish this up. In conclusion, whether this case ends in convictions, acquittals, or something in between, the results should be one that instills confidence. This is the part that was just like totally mind blowing. Okay, this is the part of like, yo, what in the world? Whether this case ends in convictions, acquittals, or something in between, the results should be ones that instills confidence in the process. A reasonable observer, unburdened by partisan blinders, should believe the law was impartially applied, that those accused of crimes had a fair opportunity to present their defenses, and that any verdict was based on our criminal justice system's best efforts at asserting, or rather ascertaining, the truth. Any distractions that detract from these goals, if remedial under the law, should be proportionally addressed. After consideration of the record established in this motion, the court finds the allegations and evidence legally insufficient to support the findings of the actual conflict of interest. However, the appearance of impropriety remains and must be handled as previously outlined before the prosecution can proceed. The defendant's motions are therefore granted in part and denied in part. The baby is split. I just added that part. All right. Wow. Wow. That is wow. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. I don't even know where to go. I do not know what to say. I'm like, yo, what I thought I saw, clearly, either I didn't really see it, or clearly it was, I don't know. I have no idea. But let's see it. Discernment File says, life never been fair since I've been on the planet. He is the judge. Is he gonna do that? I don't know. Life is unfair, so let's all get helmets. I held back on a lot of fights just because of my family. I think I missed something. It was a family conversation. I'm reading numbers right now. I'm in strict headspace for this. I got you. I like it. The judge kicked the can down the road. Next Pharaoh says, I was not team kick down the road, but y'all have convinced me. Y'all have totally won me over. This was a kick down the road. Absolutely. Let's keep going. I get the armor of God on. I'm good. I think it's BS. Bovine scatology. I agree with you. It is, but they are the ones making the decisions. Absolutely. All right, let's go. Most people get confused between their feelings and the law. Just because it's salacious story of dating, relationship, and affairs, and lavish lifestyles does not mean any law was broken. Okay, all right. I think it's BS all the way around. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't think any of us think this is impartial. Yeah, I don't think so. The reason Wade, pull it back up. The reason Wade had to go is because he stayed. I'm sorry. If he stays, then the defendants could petition the dismissal because Wade was improperly hired and was present before the grand jury. Really? Okay. I don't feel like, and let me say it again. My name is Jason, and I am not a lawyer. I don't think that was clearly understood. I didn't get that, but I understand what you're saying. I just don't think I understood it from Judge McAfee. This guy literally stated all misconduct, then said, forget about it. I mean, I don't disagree. Like, he literally gave so many examples and then said, it doesn't matter. Okay, I wonder about appointed judges. I've heard people mention that. Who did I hear? Somebody just said it literally today. They were talking about appointed judges. And I don't remember who it was, but okay. I I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just don't know much about it. Um okay, so yeah, I think he's kicking it. He's kicking it. I feel comfortable that he's kicking it. Thank you for the super chat, Rick Kiss. He says the judge followed the Georgia law very well. Defendants were not harmed. It wasn't only about impropriety. I mean, I understand. Though I disagree. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, brother. Grace and peace. I see the problem, and to me, and again, maybe that's why the Georgia Senate, not Senate, yeah, that commission was sitting talking with Ashley Merchant. Maybe they need to fine tune that law so that that bar was a little bit more even, because I feel like the bar was low on one side and high on the other. So maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know, but good catch, man. Grace and peace. All right, I believe McAfee is elected. He's fighting for his bench as we chat now. Yeah, I mean, just like another said, McAfee is trying to pull a James when he listed all those crimes Hillary committed and then said any reasonable prosecutor would indict her, so no charges. That's exactly what I heard. He's appointed judge by Kemp. Now, he was appointed by Kemp, and I forgot exactly what was the circumstances by which he was appointed. But he was appointed, but the role is an elected role. So for whatever reason, he was appointed into that role, and now he has to be elected into that role moving forward. So that's why he's up for re-election right now. Yeah, I don't remember whom he replaced, but yes, he replaced somebody. McAfee was appointed, but to keep his position, he must be run for an election. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, man, it's just wild. I mean, this is, as I've said before multiple times, this is just such an interesting story. It is super interesting to me because, again, just like Ricky just mentioned, there's a lot of things that look right to me, but according to the law of the land or the land of Georgia, they're not what I see them as. So again, I disagree with that. I disagree that I'm like, man, I think that was pretty cut and dry. But again, if the law doesn't say it, then I totally get it. That being the case, however, I don't think that Governor Judge McAfee thought about the long-term effects of this decision, which I don't think. Yeah, I got you on that, but I don't think it was going to be appealed either way. So that's irrelevant. So it wasn't like, well, if he had gone one way, nobody was going to appeal. Everybody's going to appeal. We already knew that. So that being the case, I just think that there's going to be long-term problems, long tail problems, as they like to say, that you won't see until much later on. Like, yo, that's the problem. When somebody pleads the fifth, or what we say, somebody pleads a Fani, say, well, no, I'm not. And it is literally lying on the stand. What are they going to say? How is Fani going to hold somebody accountable when she literally lied on the stand? And to me, I don't see how that's going to work. There's going to be some long range problems that we just didn't see, that he did not see coming when he made the decision, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's going to be wild. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see how it works. I cannot wait. I cannot wait till next week to see how this is going to shake out, because it's going to be real interesting. Because again, there's things that we never saw coming, that we did not anticipate, and that's what I think. Yeah, there we go. The law of unintended consequences. We got the law of the land and the law of unintended consequences. Absolutely. The law allowed him to go to dismissing her for an appearance of impropriety. I feel like It could have, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, yes, there was enough room for impropriety there and I feel like he explained it pretty well too. So, though, again, I understand what the law said. I feel like the law would have given him, nobody would have been surprised to say, yeah, I'm going to dismiss y'all for impropriety. Because again, if you dismiss Wade, why are you not dismissing Fani? She did almost the exact same things. In my opinion, she might have did worse because she hired Wade. She signed off on his things of that nature. Like there's a lot of other problems that she did. I don't get it. McAfee's been working together for 20. Wait, McAfee and Fani have been working together for 20 years, and that's a long time. Okay, you're right. I get. I mean, definitely. I do wonder what's going to happen when because please keep in mind, now watch this, unless the person that was running against him just withdraws, all the contenders withdraw so he can run unattested, that would be very interesting. But if that doesn't happen and he loses to somebody that's ultra left or further left than he is, what what did you do this for? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Wade is still getting them $3. $3 million? Good night. Wade is still getting $3 million. Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know what all he was supposed to get. I mean, that's crazy. But the problem is, Marcus, his wife is going to probably get a lot of that now because everybody knows how much he was making. Everybody knows that he was hiding it from his wife and so on and so forth. It's going to be a mess. That trial is going to be a bona fide mess. Because, I mean, gosh, yeah. Crazy. But yeah, thank you so much, man, for the comment. Appreciate you, brother. She used the power to be fat. Yeah, she used the power. I mean, there's a lot of questions there. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole split the baby in half kind of means that there's not going to be a live baby when this thing is done. So the process is meant to denote that nobody's going to be happy on either side when this thing gets done. So that's how I understand the term and the phraseology when I use it. Like nobody's going to be happy about this, and so therefore that's what it means in my understanding. So I'll accept that. I thought Alan Dershowitz. I mean, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. He was explaining it, and I was like, yeah, well, I thought he was gonna be wrong, and lo and behold, I have to eat that crow. You got to chomp down on that crow, man. Gosh, I hate it. I do hate it. I do hate it. He might have felt like he was owed a favor. Usually the way it goes, he must have felt he owed a favor. I mean, sadly, everybody saw you give the favor back, though. So I feel like even if he did do it because he owed a favor, everybody saw you do that. And that's going to, I mean, and remember, he said he wanted to keep his integrity. Well, I don't know if you're paying back favors like this, I don't know if that's a good integrity move, in my opinion. And then besides,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Dersh wanted to be wrong. Hey, look, I wanted Dershowitz to be wrong. Okay. Whoever's running against McAfee is going to have a hard time. Before his decision, people were saying he was a fair judge. Plus, Fulton County may be happy with this decision. Wait, let me say it again. I think whoever's running against McAfee is going to have a hard time. Before his decision, people were saying he's a fair judge. Okay. Plus, Fulton County maybe. Okay, I can. You know what? Daily tabs. I can get with that. I can see that. This might have been a move. I don't know. Fulton County politics like that. But I can see that. I'll give you that. I can give you that. Absolutely. All innocent people are in jail. Okay. Everybody in jail is innocent. I've heard both of those. I'm with you though. DAs like Fani, she just wants to add to her scorecard. Yeah, I mean, really at the end of the day, this whole thing was because Fani wanted to be the one to quote unquote take down Trump and have that as her legacy. And I mean, it is what it is at this point. However, I don't know how it's going to shake out. I don't know what the end result's going to be. However, it definitely looks interesting to say the least. So, however that works out, I mean, we'll find out. The community of Georgia needs to start a petition. I mean, I don't know how it will shake out, but I mean, I can totally agree with you. I just don't know how a petition would work out. But at the end of the day, I don't think there needs to be a whole bunch of hand wringing and consternation and so on and so forth like that. I mean, this case has a long road ahead of it. Mind you, they're just now at the starting blocks. So they haven't even hit go yet or heard the, go. They're just getting to the starting blocks. So they still got a long way to go before they get to the finish line. I'm not, as I've said multiple times, I'm not totally convinced that this is going to make it any further. So all of this might be for naught. Now, since I have a horrible track record now, my track record is totally suspect now. I think we'll just wait and see. But yeah, I don't think it's going to go as bad as I don't think it's going to go as far as people think it is, and that's just my 2 cents. But I appreciate it though. What else? Did I miss anybody else? Thank y'all for the super chats. Thank you very much, and super stickers. Thank you both. I really do appreciate you, Ashley. I'm sorry, Lacey. Please forgive me. I really do appreciate you, Ricky. Great having you, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of y'all giving me your 2 cents, give me your thoughts as it relates to this case. Man, we've been doing this for a long time. Now, the overall tenor is that this is the closing, whether we like it or not. This is the closing of this chapter. So I heard it from several other people, like this chapter is closed out. So though we're starting the appeals process or anything like that, this chapter has closed out. So, I'm sorry. So this chapter at least is closed out. So now we can at least expect something sort of different, something new next week. Even though they're probably going to appeals or whatever like that. I don't think we have any, man, like this case is not even going to get started. They have so much more to do. I just can't believe it. All right. The community needs it. All right. All right. I can't help but think someone from the state said we got this with Fani. I mean, there's more even with that. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot as relates to Lady Willis. Yeah, there's a ton of it going on. So, I mean, we still got to figure that out. Man, this is just going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. I'm just telling you, man, this is going to be bananas. And I mean, I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it for sure. But let's see what else. All right, DA Willis, popular with the constituents. She will be reelected. McAfee laid down the law on this matter. It's gone. Defendants can't raise it again. Okay. I mean, that's fair. No problem. I mean, no argument there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Willis wins. I'm not going to be surprised there. I mean, she requalified for to run again during this. So I'm not surprised if she wins again. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, what do we got? Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you didn't like this video, can you hit the thumbs up button 3 times? If you did like it, can you hit the thumbs up button once? Help a brother out. The movie. You all are killing me with this. You all are absolutely killing me with this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I hope Tyler Perry plays Fani. Yo, this is already a soap opera. So, okay. All right, real quick. Fun conversation. All right. This is Who's gonna play Fanny in the movie? Come on, we gotta end on a fun note. Who's gonna play Fanny? I'm gonna say what's her name? Taraji. I'm spelling her name wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm spelling it wrong. I have no idea. I'm gonna go T.P. Henson. All right, I got Taraji T.P. Henson playing Fanny. Who you got playing Fanny? Fani. Who's gonna play Nathan? Who's playing Nathan? All right. I'm gonna go with. I gotta pull somebody new, somebody we haven't seen in a while. All right. I know y'all gonna be mad about this. All right, I got Morris Chestnut playing Nathan. I mean, she at least got to be like Gabrielle Union. Okay, I can see that. Whoopi, she's too old. Jill Scott, really? Okay. The only reason, like, Jill Scott's a musical entertainer, so people would want her to sing, and I'm like, well, like, where's singing involved in this? Will Smith, he's got to at least be the complexion. We gotta give him complexion. We gotta get that complexion. Why are y'all Tay Diggs? Absolutely, Tay Diggs. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Who's gonna play McAfee? McAfee. Who's gonna play Scott McAfee? Lord knows he gotta be 34 years old, right? Jennifer Lopez? No way. Come on. At least gotta look the part. Come on, man. Let's see. I like Tay Diggs, so Nathan Wade would be Tay Diggs. Okay, I can dig that. It's a musical. Oh, y'all making Fanny as a Peach Turns a musical? Y'all are wild. Octavia Spencer. Wow. Okay. I like that one. Okay. I can dig that one. All right. No. Martin Short. He's too old though. He would be funny though. But he's too old. Tom Jones. Y'all gotta find somebody younger, man. The dude 34 years old, man. I was leaving high school. I mean, I was learning to drive when that dude was born. Scooby-Doo guy. Who's the Scooby-Doo guy? Oh my gosh, I didn't know how to spell that. Good gracious, Ricky, man. Taraji P. Henson plays Fanny. Oh, absolutely. Tom Jones is about 100 years old. What's wrong with you people, man? Okay, come on now. Don't hurt that guy. Robert Govis plays Seda. Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. Hold on. Don't go too far. We have many other roads to discover. Okay. Don't go there. Okay. Who's going to play McAfee? Who's playing McAfee? Okay. This will be fun. Who's going to play Terrence Bradley? I have to start keeping up with this so I can send it to Tyler Perry. Steve playing Terrence. Who, like Stevie Wonder or Steve Harvey? Like, what do you mean? Kiana, what do you mean? Who is it? That's hilarious. Y'all are out of control. This is so funny. Okay, so I do like Taraji P. Henson. Thank you so much. I can go with Tay Diggs. I'll let you have Tay Diggs. Even though I said Morris Chestnut, I'll take Tay Diggs. He's not. Nathan didn't look like a really tall guy, so I'll give you Tay Diggs. No problem there. Now for McAfee, who do you got for McAfee though? I saw Tom Cruise. Now look, Tom Cruise is fit like a fiddle, but I mean, come on, man. At least get somebody who's 40. Come on. Hey, look, I'm just playing along. I've already listed the people I know in the sermon files, so now we just having fun. Taraji is a Howardite too, so Fanny would love it, and she could complain on how much she got to pay. She got paid again. There you go. Well, no, I mean we'd have Fanny, paying for it too. Tyler Perry plays Fanny as Medea. Why are you people like this? Why? Oh no, I don't expect this case to go anywhere. No, Denzel's too old. And Denzel's too much of a statesman. I don't want to think about Denzel and Nathan in the same sentence. Nah. Oh, it's not the end. It's a new chapter. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a new chapter of the. We're going into the next season. Who plays? That's what we're on our way, Ricky. We're on our way. We are on our way. Girl, get out of here, Lacey Ann. No, no, absolutely not. Okay, all right. I'm willing to give you Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, I'll let you have that one. All right, let's go. Who is Little? The name right there. I don't even know who it is, but Little Rel. The name has got me. So Little Rel is going to play. Okay, I can let you have it. I will let you have it for sure. Okay, who's playing Ashley Merchant? Yeah, who's playing Ashley Merchant? Who's I'm trying to think who would be a good Ashley Merchant character in my mind. All right. Yeah, you out of control tonight, Lacey Ann. You are out of control. Okay, who's playing Ashley Merchant? Who's playing Pantene? Who's playing Pantene? Reese Witherspoon. Isn't she older though? Stormy Daniels plays Ashley. Y'all wild. Okay. Megyn Kelly. I'm going to give you Megyn Kelly. Absolutely. Nah, I'm calling an executive decision. I'm making Megyn Kelly. Ving Rhames is Terrence. I like Ving Rhames. I don't want to think about him like that. I like Ving Rhames. I just don't want to think about him like that though. But okay, I'll let you have that. Okay. Nah, I'm calling an executive decision. Megyn Kelly's getting a call. My people are calling Megyn right now. Ron Howard is McAfee. He 1,000 years old though too. That dude is undefeated old. Hold on one second. Okay, back. Sneezing as you can see. All right. Ron Howard is McAfee. You all are hilarious. I like Reese. All right. Cedric, dude, killing it. Cedric the Entertainer is Bradley. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm texting Cedric right now. I'm sending his name over to Tyler Perry right now. I think he could pull it off too, but I mean, the dude is 60 years old. Yeah, come on, give some of the young people a shot. Give young people a shot. I don't watch new movies. I only know Jordan Peele because of my husband. You're hilarious. I don't know. That was a shock. He's 34, but we were all shocked to hear that. That is true. Chuck Norris turned. You know what? Chuck Norris will be Sadow. There we go. There we go. AV to some power. Wait, what is AV playing? AV's playing what? Okay, so I got Sadow. I got Chuck Norris as Sadow. Who's gonna be McDougal? Also known as Grandpa. Who's gonna be McDougal? Y'all are wild with this Biden as McAfee. Tom Cruise is too height chalked to play McAfee. All he's gonna do is sit behind the bench. That's it. Who's gonna play Boots? Boots is Sadow, so I got Chuck Norris as Sadow. Nathan is tall? I thought he didn't look tall. I mean, I could be wrong. All I saw was just, yeah, I don't know how, okay, maybe he's tall. I don't know. We're wild, man. Y'all are wild. Jim Jordan could be McAfee. He kind of could. I can kind of see what you're talking about, too. Oh, my gosh. AV cannot be Ashley Merchant. Zanelli Cat. We have Taraji P. Henson as Fani. And we have Tay Diggs as Nathan. We have, I'm calling executive, I'm saying Megyn Kelly as Ashley Merchant. We have Chuck Norris as Sadow. We're trying to get Grandpa at the moment. And we're kind of going back and forth about McAfee. Oh, and Cedric the Entertainer is going to be Terrence. That is the best. This is the most ridiculous. Oh, who's going to be Abate? Please give me a good Abate. You got to. You must do that for me. Christian Bale is Boots. Come on. No, I already got Chuck Norris's Boots. I'll take Christian Bale as Sadow. McDougal, Grandpa. How about that? You are out of control. No, and all the no's. Discernment files. You're going to go to the timeout booth. Go to timeout. Tay Diggs is too short. Where are y'all getting this from that he was tall? I don't know that. Is Nathan really tall? I'm not trying to be funny because I'm only 5'6", so I'm not tall either. All right, is Nathan tall? He didn't look tall. Amber Heard is Ashley Merchant. No, Amber Heard is person non grata. She would tank our movie. We can't do that because she'll tank our movie. Neil Patrick Harris as Abate. Oh my gosh, yes. Kevin Hart. Please stop this. Stop this, you all. Stop it. Stop. Who played Wonka? Well, Pee Wee Herman's not around anymore, so Tom Holland to play Abate. Really? Okay, let me see. Shannon Sharp can be Nate. No, because I like Shannon Sharp. I want to end. I don't want to think about the person because I like Shannon Sharp. Yeah, Amber Heard's still alive, but her career is trash. She would trash our movie. See Aquaman 2 for further reference. She's in person non grata. He does look short. I don't think I'm looking at him right now. He doesn't look tall. Again, I'm 5'6", so I ain't never gonna be. Omar Epps as Wade. Omar Epps. Okay, all right. I hope y'all are writing this down because we're gonna send this to Tyler Perry, and we're about to become DWC Studios. We're gonna be like, my people can call your people, something like that. Thank you so much. This has been fun. Okay, Omar Epps. Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. We got a couple of backups. That's what we got. We got some backups. Mark Zuckerberg is Abate. Now y'all just being mean. Now y'all are just being mean. Y'all are just out of control. Y'all don't even like Mark Zuckerberg like that. Look, y'all gonna mess up my movie. All right, so we got Taraji P. Henson. We got who did we say? Tay Diggs. No, you said it's too short. Who'd y'all say? I know we said Cedric the Entertainer is gonna be Bradley. We said Grandpa was gonna be Chuck Norris. I'm sorry, Boots was gonna be Chuck Norris. We said Tom Holland was gonna be Grandpa. We said Ashley Merchant was gonna be Megyn Kelly. Oh, Ashley's husband. I forgot his name. His name Jim Merchant. Steve Harvey is Bradley. I already got Cedric the Entertainer though. I mean, if Cedric's not available, we got him. Absolutely. Oh man, you taller than me then, Ashley. I mean, Lacey, you taller than me. Out of control, but hilarious. Not funny. Y'all are hilarious. There's a big difference. they done already stole it. They probably already stole it. They're gonna pull me up on RICO charges anyway, so I might as well just go and be ready. They're gonna have me locked away somewhere quietly, and they're gonna steal my idea. Now, if anybody's a copyright attorney, help me out here real quick. What did we say here? Ben Shapiro as Avate. Oh, okay. That could be kind of funny. I thought it was Abate. I mean, is that how you spell it? All right, Steve Harris. Who's Steve Harris? Was who I was thinking about for Bradley. Steve Harris? Who's that? No, we said Cedric the Entertainer. It's Terrence. Terrence is Cedric the Entertainer. Y'all are wild. Elon Musk as Mr. Merchant. We gotta have like a I might let you have that though. I mean, I'm making it sound like this is really an option, don't I? Judge called out Terrence and said he lied under oath for his trouble. I mean, he is in trouble. Okay. Oh, did we get who's gonna be the judge? Did we get McAfee? Who's McAfee? We are wild, man. This is the wildest show in the world. No, that is hilarious, though. Bob Odenkirk saw, dude, you are murdering the game today. Ricky, you came up in here. Yes, the guy from Better Call Saul. Absolutely. Absolutely. He would make a great guy. Absolutely. The guy that played Jill Scott's husband in Why Did I Get Married? Who was that? Now, y'all done definitely stretch the boundaries of my knowledge, way outside of my boundaries. He's the evil husband, Tyler Perry. The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Really? I don't remember him saying that much. Lacey Ann, truth be told, I just literally, I just remember like, oh yeah, her husband was there. But oh, that's gonna be wild. Trump Jr. can be McAfee. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. I got you. Y'all, this was fun. I appreciate it. And look, at the end of the day, when it's all the smoke clears, when it's all said and done, I think we all can agree that, hey, you know what? Politics is wild. Politics and the legal system is some choppy waters. Okay. And the only reason I've been doing this is really just to kind of give a Christian male perspective on these situations that are going on and say, hey, let not your heart be troubled. Do not let yourself become despondent, even though, hey, this is not a decision that we necessarily wanted. We thought it would be different because we really thought that what we saw is what Judge McAfee saw, and this should have been a slam dunk. But do not be discouraged, and do not let yourself be worried. Do not let yourself be despondent, because at the end of the day, Christ still reigns. He's still Lord over anybody that's in office, and all the situation is perfectly in his hands. So as long as he's not worried about it, we don't need to be worried either. So I appreciate y'all so much. I do appreciate y'all. I'm still laughing at some of these titles that I see popping up on the screen because you all are still going with my movie script idea. But at the end of the day, I really do appreciate you. I say this a lot because I mean it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all that kind of stuff. Thank you to my new members that have joined here on YouTube or on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, everybody. The emails, my goodness, in the morning. Thank you so much for all the comments that you've been giving, all that kind of stuff like that. It means a lot. And I don't take for granted that you take the time to hang out with me, whether it be live at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. I don't take it for granted. I do appreciate it. And I really want to thank you all so much for it. I'm looking forward. I have nothing planned tomorrow. I'm going to take President Firstborn. We're going to go driving, make sure she's good on her driving, because I would like for her to get her license next month and get out of here. I'm tired of taking you to school every day. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. I will be doing my Week in Woke on Sunday, and we'll probably just do since everything we've been talking about is this, we'll probably just go through and kind of analyze a couple of the stories that really have stood out since then. I'm sure there might even be some new information, like an appeal or whatever like that. So we'll do that on Sunday, and you'll see the thumbnails. Usually going to be Sunday at 7. Might be 7, maybe 8. It depends on how we go, but I'll make sure you know with enough time. If you hit that bell when you subscribe, then you'll know when I go live. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your encouragement. I keep saying it because I really, really, truly mean it. You all the best. This is the best live chat on YouTube, period, bar none. You guys are the best, and I really do appreciate it. You guys and girls make this fun, and I thank you all for allowing me to do this with you all. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it. So let's keep doing it. Good to see you, California Human. Good to see you as well. Thanks so much, Sapphire. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the great comments and the banter back and forth and the such like that. I thank you that we can watch this. We can disagree. We can agree. We can all that kind of stuff. And we don't have to be ugly and violent with one another, but we can have a good time. And I think that's what this is all about. The whole desire is to build a community and have people around here that can have a good time. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I appreciate you, California Human. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the kindness and all that. Because at the end of the day, I just want people to have a good time and enjoy themselves and see that we can agree, we can disagree, we can have a good time going back and forth and so forth. And at the end of the day, we don't have to regret. We don't have to fret. We don't have to worry, because at the end of the day, Christ still reigns. So I thank y'all so much. Let's do this again on on Sunday, Lord willing, everybody. So, hey, thanks so much. I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Grace and peace. Take care.